Hey guys, if you read the title, yes, it is 100% true. I am going to be talking about Dr. Stone Season 3, and I am going to keep this completely spoiler-free for you guys. I watched all 11 episodes on Crunchyroll within 2 days. What this is actually about is, well, just listen.
Anyone else getting traumatic flashbacks, or is that just me? I mean, do we think the light is you-know-what?
Uh-huh. The one from thousands of years ago. We'd never forget that. It must be like the event that started it all. But on a much smaller scale, of course.
Yes, I watched the English dub of anime. Don't judge me. I am dyslexic, and I have a hard time keeping up with subtitles, so I don't enjoy watching subbed anime. So I waited for the English dub. And Season 3, Episode 8, gives me that. And the first time Senku opened his mouth, I had to pause it. And I told Bradley, I was like, that's not Senku. And he goes, oh, no, I don't hear it. You keep pausing it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, you should be able to hear it. That's not Senku. Senku is voiced by somebody by the name of Aaron Dismuke, and I might be saying that wrong, and I'm so sorry if I am. That one, in that clip, yes, I know I recorded it on my phone. I didn't really know what else to do to get the audio, but I did my best, okay? That voice actor who was voicing Senku in that episode was Matt Shipman, who is the one who voices Chrome, which, don't get me wrong, I think his performance as Chrome is amazing. I actually really like his voice. He has a very breathy voice, which I don't know why, I really like it. But that's what gave it away. Senku's voice actor has a very prominent voice, like one that is backed up by his diaphragm. However, Matt Shipman, his voice is very, like I said, breathy. Like every single sentence you can hear him kind of letting out his breath. Like that. And that's fine. Like that's kind of what makes him him. I'm fine with that. And honestly, I absolutely love his performance as Chrome, right? But this episode was so jarring to me because I knew right away that this was not Aaron. So I did a little digging. Found out that Aaron Dismuke is also the one who voiced Alphonse Elric in the original Fullmetal Alchemist series, which I did not know that, and oh my god, that's amazing. And on that topic, it makes me really sad that everybody was able to come back and reprise their roles for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, except for Aaron. And I mean, I understand why. Alphonse is supposed to be young, and he's supposed to have a kind of childish voice, and Aaron grew up, and guys' voices change over time, so they weren't able to do it. But they did bring him back for a small scene in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, so I'll take that as a win. On the topic of Dr. Stone, let's stay on topic because my ADHD is so bad. So, upon doing some digging, apparently, Aaron Dismuke had a panel to do at some convention on the same day that they were recording for this episode or something like that. Like, their schedules conflicted is basically what I'm saying. Conflicted. English is my first language, guys. So, that's the part that I find very bizarre. Okay? The thing that I find bizarre is, like, it doesn't show very good professionalism because, like, a convention only lasts for, like, 3 or 4 days, right? I mean, I guess there might be larger conventions that go on for, like, a week or so, which, I mean, I could be wrong, but as far as I'm aware, conventions only go on for, like, 3 or 4 days, and even then, it's not the same panels every single day. So, let's say Aaron had to be there at the convention for 3 days, plus 1 just for travel, depending on where the convention was. Are you telling me that they weren't able to work out a schedule for him to record his voice lines for 1 episode? They couldn't work around 4 days that he was unavailable? That's so weird to me. Like, and I'm not gonna sit here and try and bash Matt for his performance in that episode, because like, while we were watching it, Bradley and I were actually commenting he was really trying. And he actually did really well on some of the line deliveries. But for one, it's his voice. You can't just go and change your voice, right? Like, you have your own voice. Yeah, some people can, like, throw it and make it sound different. But at the end of the day, it is still your voice. And he was trying. He did really good. But there were just some lines and some words that he said in his own particular way that I knew it was him and it would break the immersion. Also, what? Did they just think we weren't gonna notice? Now, I guess some people can argue that most people watch subbed anime and I'm the odd one out watching the dub. But you can't treat the dub like it's not worth it. You know what I mean? The dub comes along with the localization to make it a little less jarring for Western audiences Western audiences to be introduced to that medium. I mean, anime in general is like kind of a culture shock for a lot of people who sit down to watch it the first time. So the localization of the English voice actors and changing some of the ways that they say the things that they need to say, that helps with keeping the culture shock at bay. So it's not that it's not worth it. And yet, I just feel like this whole situation, I felt like the dub was just treated like it wasn't worth it, like I said. I just think it's really bizarre because as a professional company, they couldn't plan around 4 days that he was unavailable to record his lines. And he's been playing Senku for quite a few years, so I can't imagine that it would take a whole lot of takes. Unless he was off his game that day, maybe it would have taken a lot of takes. I don't know. I don't know how exactly the voice recording would have worked. However, I can't imagine that it would have taken that long. And not to mention, it was only 11 episodes. Why were they in such a rush to get all 11 episodes dubbed and out all at once rather than just releasing them weekly like what Demon Slayer is doing? All of Demon Slayer subbed is available on Crunchyroll. However, English dub, we're still waiting weekly for every episode. I can understand how, Demon Slayer is a huge thing in America. It's one of the top animes here in America, I'm sure. Actually, probably not one, it probably is, because it's shiny and everybody really likes it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. I love Demon Slayer. However, I think there's this level of overrated that it's becoming. But hey, if it's introducing more of the Western audience to anime, I can roll with that because I want more anime. And that gets dubbed in English because I need to watch it in English. Otherwise, I can't keep up. I don't enjoy it, okay? They were in such a rush to get all 11 episodes recorded all at once and then release them all together when they could have made for more time if they were releasing it weekly, thus being able to plan better around the convention that Eren had to go to, and this whole issue would have been avoided. Now, one thing that bothers me about it is that the recording that's going to be used in the Blu-ray, like if I'm to purchase it on Blu-ray to have a physical copy of it myself, is that what I'm gonna get? Because, like I said, it's not that he did a bad job, it's just jarring because it was so different. Apparently, it wasn't only Eren either. Apparently the one who voices Suika had the same thing happen. Her voice actress was at another convention as well. Or maybe it was the same one. I don't know. But it wasn't just the one actor. It was both. I didn't notice Suika. Maybe it was because the actor or actress that covered that one, it wasn't as jarring. It wasn't as different from her original voice actress. Suika typically doesn't have a whole lot of lines in any episode anyway, so maybe I'm just not that familiar with her voice in the first place. However, Senku is the main character, so he gets a lot of dialogue. A lot of important dialogue, to say the least. So, again, did they just think we weren't gonna notice? So I've already bought season 1 of Dr. Stone on Blu-ray, and I do plan on buying the rest of the seasons here in the near future. However, I'm really worried that it's not going to be fixed on the Blu-ray. And, I can't imagine, like I said before, I can't imagine it'll be hard to record all these lines with the original voice actor. So, could they re-record it? Maybe Crunchyroll will even update and fix it on there, too? I don't know. But it's very, very weird to me how it was really poor planning, how they pushed them all out at once, so it didn't help with the poor planning. They literally thought we weren't gonna notice, probably because they think not a whole lot of people watch dubbed anime, when that's really not fair. It's just really bizarre, and I wanted to share it with everybody. On the topic of dubbed anime, though, before everybody starts judging me, like I said, I am dyslexic. Keeping up with subtitles is hard, and I don't enjoy it all that much. Typically, I miss something, and I get really confused, and, like, sometimes it's like I like to walk away and do something real quick and come back, and I don't necessarily like to pause it, because also, when I pause anything on Crunchyroll, the buffering issue gets so much worse because I watch on my PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 app is really broken. And yeah, I'm not going to get into that. However, if I need to walk away, I can't understand Japanese. At least not yet. I'm trying. But if I walk away, it's like I still want to be able to hear if something happens. And if I think something interesting might have happened, I can come back and catch it, you know? But I can't do that with subbed versions. Yes, I am aware there are some really bad anime dubs out there. The first one that comes to mind was Vampire Knight. I never watched Vampire Knight because the dub was actually, in my opinion, pretty bad. And I'm not trying to bash on these voice actors, but I just couldn't do it. Maybe it wasn't the voice actors themselves. Maybe it was the voice director who was telling them to deliver their lines this way or something like that. I don't know. I just didn't like it. But I have run into bad anime dubs, and I have watched anime subbed if there isn't a dubbed version available. Currently I'm watching Sound Euphonium, but I have to like make the time to watch the full episode and make sure that I can pay attention, so it's a slow burn right now. But that one's not dubbed, and I am enjoying it. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for watching the dubbed anime, I know that. But here's the thing. If I didn't watch the dubbed anime, I would have never come across this. And I don't know, this is kind of fun to talk about, you know? Like, it's... Like I said, it's just bizarre. And to me, it doesn't show very good professionalism on the end of the voice company. Or, I guess not voice company, but whoever's responsible for taking care of the dubbing and the localization. I guess it would be the localization branch. But I don't know. It was so bizarre and so jarring to me. I guess I just needed to get it out. Like, and let me know, by the way, guys, let me know if you guys noticed this the first time you watched this episode. Let me know, because it was literally that line right after the first sentence he said. I was like, nope, that's not right. Like, and I remember partway through the episode, I was like, I can't do it. And while I was doing some research on it, I might have misread something or misunderstood what somebody was saying. But somebody made it sound like it was the rest of the season that was going to be like that. And I literally almost had a panic attack. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Matt Shipman as a voice actor. I think he does phenomenal as Chrome. But to replace the main protagonist's voice actor like that would be far too jarring. And unless they were to fix it, I don't think I would have finished season 3 of Dr. Stone. And if I don't finish season 3, then I'm not moving on either. And let me tell you, I was not ready to give up Dr. Stone. I was literally almost in tears when I read that. I was like, Bradley, we're going to do this. We're going to finish this episode. And then we're going to move on to the next one and just make sure. We're just going to make sure that Senku is Senku again. Like, I was having an actual crisis about this. On the topic of Dr. Stone, though, like, still keeping it spoiler-free, by the way, why did we only get 11 episodes? Like, I saw that the other half of the season is going to be released later this year, I think. But, again, for me, I have to wait for the release, wait for it to be dubbed, and then binge it all in 2 days. Like, why is that a thing? Why can't we get all 24 to 25 episodes at once? Also, in my personal opinion, this season is off to a kind of a weak start. Let me know if you have the same opinion, guys, because it just seems like the passage of time has gone a bit too fast. Season 3 just seems like a lot of time passed within the first, like, 2 or 3 episodes. And then suddenly the later half of the season takes place across the span of just 2 days. And it's, again, kind of a jarring feeling how so much time has passed and now suddenly we're slowed to a crawl. That might just be my opinion, and I don't want to talk too much about it because it is still really brand new. Maybe others were waiting for the dub as well and they haven't gotten to watch it yet. So I do want to keep this spoiler free, but I did want to talk about the weird voice actor thing. Like, how does that happen? Why did they think we weren't going to notice? I noticed immediately. Now, get it, granted, I have watched Dr. Stone like 5 times now. So I am very familiar with Senku's voice and Chrome's. And actually, the funny thing about Senku's voice actor is he made an appearance in Fruits Basket as well. In between my 5th or 6th watch of Dr. Stone, I started watching Fruits Basket. And Yuki's vice president on the student council was voiced by Aaron Dismuke as well. So I still recognized his voice in that one too. He's just got such an iconic voice. And it's so perfect for Senku. My god. Whoever chose him, like, kudos. Like, that was so perfect. But still, like, I might just be a bit too familiar with Senku's voice that I noticed immediately. I really wonder if anybody made it through that episode and actually didn't notice that it was Chrome's voice actor. Let me know if you didn't notice until I brought it up here. I really want to know that. But yeah, I wanted to ramble on about this because, like I said, it was just so bizarre. I wanted to see if other people noticed it or if I was just insanely obsessed with Dr. Stone. Yes. Both is good. Anyway, I did want to drop an announcement here on the end of the video. I'm sorry, I probably should have put it at the beginning, but kind of a disappointing update, actually. Since I started YouTube, one of my goals was to get the entire Fatal Frame series on YouTube. And it was because I wanted to share this miraculous series of games with more people and find more of a community that we can bond over this, because I think it's an amazing franchise. So I played Maiden of Blackwater because I had that remastered for my PlayStation 4. Earlier this year, Fatal Frame made Mask of the Lunar Eclipse was released for the new console generation as well. So I was able to play that one. Also, I've replayed that one a lot. I have unlocked everything. I've gotten the optimal lens, and I have unlocked every single trophy in the game. It's only taken me like 6 or 7 playthroughs, but I 100%ed it! The hardest part was the freaking blossomed wraiths, but I did it! Anyway, my next goal was to start the original trilogy. I was gonna stream it on Twitch and have it recorded and bring it here to YouTube for you guys. Unfortunately, the PlayStation 3 is incompatible with my capture card. And I don't understand why, because I thought it was just HDMI hookups. So I thought it was gonna be easy, and I thought I was gonna be able to do this. So my next game playthrough was going to be Fatal Frame 1. I was going to start at the beginning of the original trilogy. And then I found this out. It was actually one of my Twitch chatters. Thank you, by the way, if you're here. Thank you for telling me this. Otherwise, I would have tried to hook everything up, and then I would have probably had an anxiety attack because it wasn't working. So I appreciate knowing ahead of time so I can update you guys. Something about the HDCP in the PlayStation 3, you can't disable it. So you would have to get a special splicer and hook that up, and I don't have the money for that splicer, and I don't even have the proper cord for it, and I don't know how to set all that up. I don't know what the video quality is going to be. I have so much that I don't know about setting up my PlayStation 3 to my capture card, so unfortunately, the Fatal Frame playthroughs are put on hold. So, I am down by 3 games to play for both Twitch and YouTube. I have a plan. I am disappointed that I don't get to play more Fatal Frame and share it with you guys. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to be playing 3 other games that I had planned on putting on my YouTube channel in the first place, one of which is called Dust and Elysian Tale. I feel like this game does not get enough love for what it is. It's actually a really fun game, and I personally really enjoy it. It's a 2D platformer hack and slash. Super fun. Great story, in my opinion, which is really the reason I like playing it. Also, the hack and slash, the animations. Ooh, the animations. Oof. Ooh. It's so pretty. I'll be sharing that with you guys. And I also have the deluxe editions of both Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps. So that's 3 games to make up for the 3 games that I've lost. Eventually, I will set up to play Fatal Frame. Unfortunately, it's just put on hold for now. But it'll be here. That's a promise. So thank you guys for watching. I will be live on Twitch this weekend. I'm trying some longer stream setups, kind of doing a variety of stuff per stream. So maybe you guys can catch me then. So I will see you guys this weekend, or if you're gonna catch the next YouTube video, sometime next week. Bye guys! A lot of important